Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen and this is the journaling type. So I know yesterday I uploaded a video and it was about like my current journals and planners, and so this was part of it. This is my Create with Pen notebook that I got a couple of months ago. And so I was talking about how very disappointed I was with this notebook because I felt like when I was writing on this, my ink will skip, like they wouldn't really like the lettering, like the writing wasn't the best, and it was happening with all my fountain pens. And I felt that the platinum carbon ink was the only fountain pen ink that wouldn't do that, and it was easier to use in this journal. I don't think I talked about it, but I made a little video where I was doing some samples on it, and I will leave that anywhere here so you guys can kind of see the really fast forward video. So in that video, what I wanted to do was test out my theory that I have with this journal, since in the beginning I was doing this and it came out really bad, and so I wasn't really sure if it was the Mildliner that didn't work as well with this paper. So I tried the same color of my liner and a close color that will be similar to that one. I believe that color was coraled, while this one is scarlet. So what I did is I did multiple swatches from my liners in different colors, and I used 4 pens, and then I used the scarlet, which was in a Ferris Wheel Press, the Carousel fountain pen, as well with the Poison Envy from Ferris Wheel Press, and then Golden Record was on a Twisby 580 ALR, I believe, and then the Platinum ink was or is in a Kaweco Extra Fine. So this was an extra fine, this one was an extra fine too. Well, this one was a fine and the scarlet one was a medium. So I wanted to test out my theory, and I was happy that I got like different type of colors in here from different brands so that I can figure out if maybe this pen doesn't really work that well with like my liners. I figure that there must be someone out there that already talked about this or have shown us videos about it. Give me a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, so I don't know if there's if there's anything out there already talking about this, but I figured that I wanted to do this in this notebook because I want to get all my little instruments that I use on a daily basis that I want to use in this notebook, and be sure that I can use it with my fountain pens as well. This first 2 were actually Mildliner. Well, this one was a Steadtler, and then this green as well was also a Mildliner, and I think from here to here this were Steadtler watercolor brush pens. So yes. And here in the back, what I did different was I wanted to use some the Steadtler, but add some water on top of it, kind of make it like what they're supposedly advertised as a watercolor brush. And I feel that it writes so much better in the watercolor form than in just the swatch of the brush pen. And I don't know, I kind of like it more. Even the Golden Record, it doesn't seem like it's getting feathering or bleeding through or anything. Pretty comfortable pen to write with compared to when I did it here, when I just did a swatch with the brush. The watercolor one came out a lot nicer. Even the scarlet, which the scarlet actually have a lot of problem with this pen. It even did a lot better when it was water brushed in here, which I kind of like. And then in this side, I actually shows watercolor, actual watercolor, and I did some swatches with them, and then I test out how this pen will ride on top of the watercolor. And I think this was actually the best option in my opinion, because the words, the lettering, the colors are actually there compared to like this one's. I feel like there is a different like a slight different. This one is more clear, well this one have a little bit of, I mean it's a lot better than this one over here, but the watercolor does a better job than this watercolor brushes. So yes, the Platinum Carbon ink, actually that did the best in almost all of them. It was actually the best ink from all 4 of them, so it works very well with everything. So yeah, that's when I decided. I already decided this a little bit ago, but I wanted to make this little test and be sure of it before I'm like, okay, no, I'm not using anything else, just the Platinum Carbon ink and that's it. So I wanted to be sure of everything, so that's why I did a little test, and then now I can like give my final results of it. And honestly, I think that I am gonna keep using the carbon ink in this journal for now, because it just writes so much better in my opinion. So in here I can see that the ink is skipping again. This was a stop nib. I'm using a Platinum Carbon ink on it as well in a Kaweco 1.1 stop nib. So I was really sad when this happened, but this makes me feel more like, okay, so maybe it's not the pens. I mean, obviously they're not the pens because they write so much better in other like notebooks. For example, like my Tomoe paper from my Hobonichi and stuff, it writes so much better there. So I guess I know that it's not the pens, but this paper has been a difficult paper for me. I don't know if, again, I could be wrong. I also looked up online that maybe like if you rub your hands on it or stuff like that. I don't really use any hand cream on my hands. I rarely do, which I should, but I rarely do. So I know it's not that. And so I do know that my palms and hand get sweaty, so it could be that, some type of oils from my hands that just, you know, that could be like the other thing. But I don't really rub my hands on my pages, so that's why I'm surprised. So like the only thing I can think of is that I did it without noticing, and that's why it writes like that sometimes. I don't know. When I use in here the Ferris Wheel Press, the Hardy Harvest, and I use a stop nib, it's a Schaefer stop nib, and this actually wrote super well in here and no skipping or anything. So I was really in love how this came out. So I guess it really depends. I don't know. So after that video, I know that I really didn't have much in here, so I really wanted to kind of use this as my watercolor notebook. I wanted to write, it's like a slightly diary type, but not really. I wanted to just try doing all watercolors in here, and I have notebooks that I can maybe use as watercolor, but I like this paper because or not the paper, but this notebook, because it's pretty small. I can just take this with me and it fits on my hand so comfortably, and it's really thick as well, so I have a lot of paper in here. So if I ever decide to only take this notebook with me, I know I will be able to use this, since I have so many papers in here that I'm not gonna ever run out of space. And I know that if I use watercolor in here on a regular basis, if I take this with me, I know I will be able to use watercolors as well in here. So I wanted to keep using this for watercoloring, And so I decided that I'm not gonna do as much ink wash in this paper, just because I feel like I have more problem with ink wash than I do with watercolor. So I am gonna be using this notebook basically just for my watercoloring. So that's what I've been doing in this page. I don't know if this was before I did the video, but I don't really kind of remember. But in this page I use the Steadtler watercolor brushes. There we go, the Steadtler watercolor brushes, and that's what I used to create this whole page in here. And I wanted to kind of like go in with my Steadtler and see if I could create something similar if I was using like watercolors and stuff. And I kind of liked it. It came out well. And then the next page I decided that I wanted to write some more, so I was talking about like the carbon ink, how it really works so well in here, and I haven't seen any skipping or problems with this ink in this paper so far. So I decided that I want to try another ink from the same collection. And so my next one will be the brown sepia, because I think that this color will end up looking really good in this journal too. So I want to have at least a couple inks that I can use in here, not just black ink. Although, because I do a lot of watercolor and use a lot of colors, like different colors, I think it's nice to use a black ink, because then it kind of like I know the word but I can't, but it just it's a good match with the very colorful part of the page. So it makes it all kind of like go in together, like fit in well together. I don't know. So then I decided that I want to try to do some watercolor in here. I did a little watercolor on that day that I did that video where I was talking about, like the video that I posted yesterday for my current planners and stuff like that and journals. After I did that video, I did some watercoloring. I actually was doing the lighthouse here in Cape Cod. I took some pictures from the internet, and I kind of like did a little bit of what I thought I was seeing, and it came out super well. I actually have a post of that in my Instagram, or I would try to post it here so you guys can see it. But it came out so pretty, and I really liked it. And it had a house in it, and I made like a little washi strip as well. And so it has some houses in it, so that's what this idea came out. I was like, okay, I want to try some houses on this one. And so I was trying to make this kind of like house on the lake, like not on the lake, but like closer to like the river, stuff like that. So I made this little house in here with a little tree in the back, or a huge tree in the back. So I think this came out super pretty. I liked it. It was fun. It was easy to create. And this whole like watercoloring and then going in with black ink, I really like it, because I'm still honestly still working on details and stuff. I'm not really good on details, so I do like that I can add the black ink on it, and it can actually show what I really want people, like what I really want this to look. I mean, not people. Why do I keep saying people? No, but it shows what I really want this to look as soon as I add the black ink. So I've been loving that. And then here, when I was at work, I was just drawing the little scanners that we have at work. And over here I did a little coffee idea. This came out from here, the Traveler's Notebook folder. I really like this. I tried to draw the hand, but I didn't like how the hand came out, and I draw all this in a different notebook, and I didn't like how it came out. So what I did, I just did the cup by himself, and then I gave a little bit of color of what I thought it would look, how dark it will be. So yeah, I wanted this outer area to be a lot darker, and I wanted this to be a bit more darker as well. But I don't know, I think it came out well. It's not bad. I think it's decent. I didn't add the black lines around it because honestly at that time I forgot. So I just moved on. I was like, it doesn't matter. I really don't care. It looks nice like that. So I went around and did some coffee stain, and yeah, that was it. And bada boom, I made a little spread. Oh my god. Okay, moving on. And then I did this oh yeah, watercoloring with Holbein. I think I did this one first and then I went here and did this, or maybe I did this first and then I did this. I don't know. But this watercolors that I'm using here, they're not Holbein. They are Winston and Newton, I believe it is. Winsor and Newton. Not Winston, it's Winsor, right? I can't remember, but I believe that's right. And this one's I think this one also is Winsor and Newton. Well, this one and this one are Holbein. So yeah, they are a lot different. The Holbein are so much more, you get more ink with the Holbein, so you will have to use a lot more water with the Holbein to tone it down, because there are many times when I was drawing, I felt like my watercolor would kind of like make this streaky, skippy type of look in the paper. And it's not just here, it has happened before in other notebooks before that are not this one. And so I know they work like that, and I have heard online, and I've searched this online, that it's because it doesn't have enough water. It just has so much color but no water. So I felt like the Holbein, I have to add more water compared to the Winsor and Newton. Oh god, compared to this one, I don't I do have to add more color than water if I want it to have a more saturated look, or if I want to make some shadow or whatever, I have to add more color than water. While on this one, I have to be very careful to not add too much color. So it's crazy, but this came out so well. The color inside, I think I really liked how that came out. And they are so more pigmented, and you don't have to like work so much to get a very pigmented color to watercolor with, which is why Holbeins are actually really good. But I feel that for a person like me, sometimes it can be hard because I'm still a newbie. So when I watercolor with this, I keep forgetting that I cannot add too much water. I have to like slowly get there. And I have been learning that for the past couple days, but it's been hard. And so I made this portrait over here, or this like image, I don't know how to call it, but I watercolored this 2 days ago. This is a little house that is around a school that we passed through the other day. And honestly, I don't go out that much. So when I do go out, I want to take as much pictures of things or unusual stuff than I originally do. I wanted to like take a picture of something that would remind me of that day and kind of like watercolor it in my journal. So after like stopping the car a couple times and taking pictures and videos, I made this little house that I really, really liked. There was only one mistake I made. It was that I made this a little bit too big. The mistake is not that it looks bad, because I really love how this came out. It's just it didn't come out as much as I wanted to look. Like, I wanted to look more like the picture than how it came out. This tree's over here in the back. They were supposed to be literally next to the house, which it came out exactly how I wanted to. If you can see over here on the lawn, the tree ended, or this branches or bushes ended right next to the house. So this is what I wanted to do with these trees. I wanted them to be next to the house, and kind of like take a little bit of the corner like this one is doing. That's what I wanted. But because I didn't make any lawn area down here, everything looks like this is way in the front and then the house is in the back. And even so, that's not what I planned, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I didn't really plan for that. And then I was like, you know what, I kind of like it. I like it that these trees are in the front, because in reality the house is way in the back and there are a couple trees in the front, so it really doesn't look less not similar to the picture. But I guess I kind of make a little mistake by not making some type of lawn in the front here. So that's why they all look like they're right in the front of the picture instead of being next to the house or on the back of the picture. And then I did this one yesterday. I finished this one yesterday, and this one was from a we went to do some laundry yesterday, and I was very, very happy that I went to the laundromat because it has been because it has been a while since I have gone to the laundromat. I have a tiny little washing machine here at home. Like, it's so tiny. I bought it from Temu, and it's because I live like in a very small area, and I didn't have a vehicle to go out and do all this like stuff that normally people will do. And so what I did, I bought a very inexpensive washing machine from Temu, and I've been making small loads of clothes and washing them and drying them by hand, and then putting them in here in a line and letting them dry, like very, very old style. I used to do this back in Puerto Rico, but it's been a while since I have to use, like, you know, dry them by hands and then put them out to let them dry. Like, it's been so many years since I've done that. So yes. So I miss just having a drying machine, not gonna lie. So there's like a train station in that same area. It's actually a very nice little tiny place, and I like going there and sitting in the train station and look at things and just look at the train, and they have this really nice wooden bench, but it's so thick and I don't know, comfortable in my feet. They're not like all the way in the ground as well, but they're also, I don't know, it just like feels so comfortable sitting there and I love it. So this was my view from where I was sitting. So I wanted to take all my watercolors and stuff yesterday so I can do some watercoloring, but I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't never gonna be able to make some watercoloring because like I was only able to do the drawing part. Watercoloring takes a long time, and I don't know why I was thinking that I was gonna have that much time, to be honest. So, but I did sit there for a while. I started to draw some of the work, and what I did is I went back and finished what I was doing, which is put all my laundry to the drying machine, and then I got out and then I finished doing the other part, like extra details and stuff that I wanted to show in here, take more pictures so that I can, you know, watercolor it well when I get home. So yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed doing this. Watercoloring lately has been something that I've been this has been my go-to for the past month or month and a half. Either if it's coloring with watercolors or doing ink washing, it has been like something that I've been really enjoying a lot. And so I feel like because I've been doing it so constantly that I've been getting better in some ways. So yeah, this is another of my favorite paintings that I have done, and it has been working so well with this paper. I am impressed how good this is working. I put some washi tapes here so it would look more like a little kind of like a image that I put in here or whatever. And then sometimes what I do some more watercolor in here like I did over here, and then I write whatever I want. But I figure that I may want to write some more from here, so I'm just going to leave this blank so I can keep writing on here. And then this will be just a just a little portrait, landscape, whatever people call it. I don't really know the right words, but I think it looks good, and I'm super proud of myself of keep going and trying and not giving up, and you know, and I've been really proud of myself that I'm able to do that stuff, and you know. So yeah, it's been fun, and I'm actually really happy that this has been working out because I was really sad when I made that video. As you guys know, that I was like, I'm very disappointed of this, blah blah blah, because honestly I really wanted this to work out, and it's that passport, which is a size of mine that I really enjoy playing with. And also I had so many covers on this size because it has been my go-to size for years now, and I didn't want to let it go. So I was really sad. And then after that video, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna find a way to use this passport that I feel that it will work well, and find a way to use it. And I feel like with the watercoloring, it has been great. Also, there is Inktober. It starts tomorrow. Today is the 30th of September, and tomorrow is the first day of Inktober. I am going to try to get myself ready this year because I may want to start doing Inktober this year. I just want to try it. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna go through it the whole way, if I'm gonna be able to finish it or start it, or if I'm gonna want to even do it next year. But I feel like every year I hear about it. I know about YouTubers that love it, and I want to do it this year. And more that I feel more confident about myself and know that I can actually handle it or like make something, I feel more comfortable knowing that I can actually maybe work it out in some ways. And so for the Inktober, what I'm planning on doing is I don't know what notebook I'm gonna use yet. I'm still figuring that out, but I am going to use only one pen, and this was done yesterday. So I did a little ink washing. I put some washi tapes over here around it, and then what I did like 3 different, images. And this is a house with a tree on the side. This is the bottom of the house with some bushes on the back, and this like a water stream kind of like some little leaves or whatever it is. These are some bushes over here, the water stream on this side, and then a little tree here that goes from here to here. So it's kind of like all 3 images has to do with each other, but they're like different part of the image. Like this is the top, this is the middle, this is the bottom, and I don't know, it looks really nice. I kind of like that whole style that came out with. And all this is using diamine graphite in a what's the color? The pen is the Sailor Pro Gear Fica 2. I'm not sure, but either way, it came out super nice. I loved how it came out. This is a color that I really love, guys. Graphite was, I don't know, but it's a color that I love so much that I think that's my favorite color from diamine for ink washing. That's like my favorite color for ink washing. It's just, I love it. I freaking love this ink so much that I decided that I wanted to make it kind of easier for me for Inktober and just use one color for Inktober instead of like using watercolor for Inktober. I'm not 100% sure. I know that there are people out there that's saying that Inktober is supposed to be one color, or that you can do multiple if you want, do whatever you want. I don't know. But either way, I'm not doing this just because of what somebody said. I'm doing this because I do like graphite by diamine, and this is the color that I really want to use for Inktober. And I do also like the idea of using one color for the whole process. I mean, I have done it, and I've been working so well to get better at my watercoloring with ink washing. I think so. So yeah, and I feel like I've been doing really good. Like compared, like see, this was also that one. This one was also on that one. This was the first or second drawing that I did using the diamond graphite. And then I tried again here. I really like how this came out. This came out really nice. And then I also wanted to keep going on with that, and so I'm using it here. So I actually got an option. I think I can start doing Inktober in here. I think I can do Inktober in this whole journal. So I mean, in some ways it will force me to use my Hobonichi, even so, I mean, I use it either way, but it will also kind of like, I know I won't miss a day, since I do in general always use my Hobonichi Teisho. I mean, even if it's not the same day, I do it the next day and I write what I did that day. So I know that I'm gonna be using this normally, so maybe I can do Inktober here, hoping that I can do it that same day. But my only worry is that I don't really want to use the whole page for it. I really want to use like a little space for it, and maybe have this area here to talk about what happened that day or about my drawing, but I don't really know how that really works out. So that's why I'm not really thinking about using this one for my Inktober. But Hobonichi, well, not Hobonichi, but Tomoe River paper is a great paper for using my diamond graphite. As you can see, it works really well in this paper, so I don't really want to use any other paper that's not Tomoe River paper. So right now I'm trying to figure out what notebook I'm gonna be using. I can also use this one, but I haven't used graphite in here yet, so I may do a little sample test type of like little drawing in here to see how it works in here, and maybe I may do it on this, but I don't really know. I really don't know, guys. I don't know. And then in here I have all my other tools. I don't have my Pro Gear in here, but I have other tools in here, like for example my eraser. I have this 2 brushes in here. This one has water, this one always have water. This is the best watercolor water brush, I mean, because it doesn't leak compared to this one over here. This one leaks like crazy, but I love this one just for coloring. So I feel that I can just dip this in a little like cup of water and clean it up and whatever, and use it just like a regular water brush, but it holds up more water than your typical water brush, which in some ways I guess is good. And also you can just do that and then put it back. This is such a great little guy. The reason I'm using this is because I haven't found any pen or like water brush that has a very slim tip, and I just don't have that right now. So I really want to get one of this, but with a very fine tip, so that I can use it for details, because I think that will come in handy. And then in here I have my Kaweco Extra Fine with the platinum carbon ink, and then this one over here, just my little pencil. And then I have 2 inks with me all the time. This one, I don't know why it's in here, so I have to put this one back. But I sometimes carry this one with me because it's handy for ink washing when I don't have my other pens. So I choose this one. I believe in here I have raw sienna. I think it's raw sienna, but I can't remember. I have a pen and I don't remember the ink that I have in here. So yeah, that's basically all I carry with me all the time. Sorry. Even so, I haven't done ink washing in here yet. It's not because I don't want to, it's because I've been doing the watercolors first, just to test out my watercolors. So I guess today will be a good day for me to try ink washing in this journal, for like actually making some drawings and not just like doing some squares or whatever and see how it goes. I actually want to do some ink washing in here, so today we'll do that to see if maybe I will use this one for the Inktober instead of using this one for Inktober. Yeah, it's been fun, and I hope you guys forgive me for not uploading a lot of journaling videos, like journal with me. Honestly, I don't really know if a lot of people like the journals with me, just because my journaling videos are not super like fun. Like, they're not, compared to other YouTubers that make journaling videos, mine are not the best, and they're very long. And I feel like a lot of people also not complain, but they don't really like how much I talk on my videos. So sadly that has stopped me a little bit to be more creative and share it with people, because I feel like people sometimes tend to be a little bit rude online. So I try not to share as much online, but I'm trying not to care as much of what other, like, those people say about me, because you guys are here, you guys are enjoying my videos, you guys like my videos, you guys are subscribing, and you're the people that I should be focusing on, not on like all those other people. I guess I get very that I don't focus on the good things, but I focus on the bad things, and I don't like that. So I want to try to bring a good vibe into this channel, and to the people that want to listen and watch my videos and look at my videos and look at my planners, then you're welcome. And the people that don't, that's fine too. That's fine. Like, it doesn't really have to, you don't really have to watch my videos or like them. So yeah, wow, that's a long video, but I am very happy you guys are here. I'm happy you guys like my Hobonichi haul, and I will hopefully soon make a new haul for the One Piece. I'm not buying the cover, I'm not buying the planner, I'm just buying like the pencil boards and a couple other stuff that are not even One Piece related. But I will do a tiny little like haul video, so if you guys want to watch it, I will leave a poll here and you can click on it and tell me like, yes, upload a video, or no, don't upload the video. So yeah, but you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and yeah, I am happy to be here and to share with you guys. So I'm happy you guys are here too. So I will see you all in my next video. God bless you. Have a wonderful day and take care, guys. Bye. Bye bye.